Hey Slavic Vikings, and welcome to a quick video about something that you've definitely heard in the last couple of weeks. And if you're watching this in the future, this is a very important, vital point in YouTube history. So this is kind of to commemorate this big event that is happening right now, which is that YouTube has already removed the dislike button. And they have been hinting at this for the last couple of months, but people were just kind of broadly criticizing it and ignoring it because nobody actually thought they would do it. I personally didn't know that they would. I thought that they were just bluffing and they were bitter about YouTube Rewind 2018. And YouTube Rewind, if you don't know for some reason, is like YouTube used to create every year a summary of all the YouTubers, all the popular trends during that year, and make a music video featuring your favorite YouTubers, etc., etc. But in 2018, everybody disliked the YouTube Rewind so much because it was so cringy that the most disliked video on YouTube became a video made by YouTube. And that irony was so beautiful that people just kept disliking it even more. First of all, probably because it was just bad, and second of all, because of the beautiful irony. And YouTube got so butthurt that they stopped doing, first of all, the next year, maybe I can find it, okay, never mind. The next year they did YouTube Rewind, they just did a very simple Watch Mojo video. Like, they just said, this year, this and this creator had the most views. This year, this was the most viewed song, etc., etc. So it was just a really boring list of YouTuber accomplishments that year. And this year, because of, I think, COVID and stuff, they didn't make any YouTube Rewind, and they removed the dislike button. And as you can see here, this YouTube video had 19 million dislikes before they removed it, and only 3 million likes. And I personally feel like this is a very big factor on why they removed it. They were just butthurt because of this YouTube Rewind. And I would like, oh yeah, and it was like kind of announced, I will give them credit that they announced it in a very elegant way. Like, usually they don't really communicate to the creators when they're adding or changing stuff in the algorithm, etc. So I like how clear they weren't. They were like making experiments for the last couple of months, which in my opinion were kind of dumb and obvious, but whatever. And what this guy basically says, I watched this, is he says that according to YouTube's experiments, when a creator, a watcher, someone who uses YouTube knows how many dislikes there are, they're more likely to click the dislike button. Which in my opinion was kind of obvious. They didn't have to make a entire research team just to find that out, since it's kind of obvious. Since when you see how many dislikes a video has, you can actually see that the dislike button works. Like, for example, YouTube comments, for a long time, it is a known fact that YouTube dislike buttons on comments don't really work. Like, I can dislike it and it will work like 1/5 of the time or something like that. So it's very random when it comes to dislike button on comments. And now the same can happen with videos, since we just won't see it. And another thing about the dislike button is it doesn't have to be negative. Like, I pride myself on having a very high like to dislike ratio on my videos, even though I only have a couple. But on my old channel, when I made bad videos, I would get many dislikes. I've been creating videos for a very long time on different channels, and it was pretty obvious to me that the worse video I made, the more hateful I was, the more dislikes I would get. And that was kind of an indication to me that I should stop making that type of videos. So what this will cause, it will motivate people to be hateful and to create bad videos. And basically the biggest factor right now the biggest number, the biggest motivation in creating YouTube videos by creators is gonna be only views, not hate, because you can control the comments very easily, and usually the unbiased ratio between likes and dislikes was the democratic process in which you could see if the video was bad or good. But now, because they removed the dislike button, creators will start doing hateful stuff, negative stuff, because they don't care if they get dislikes. Of course, they did say here something interesting, that the dislike button may affect your recommendations. Like, if you see a video that you don't like and you hit the dislike button, they will stop recommending it to you, or like recommending it to you less. I can show you where it is. So like, if I press if I press a video and I dislike it, it may have an impact on if they will show me that kind of video again. But I'm not really sure if that's true, since this feature exists. Don't recommend channel or not interested. I think this is like the main factor, and the dislike plays a very minimal role when it comes to recommendations. I think this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this like quick little update. I don't think they will change it back. They're just following the pattern of all other social medias. And as always, farewell, żegnam, and goodbye.